You know, Marine Corps boot camp is like one big test, and most of the tests are like very in your face. You know what's going on, but some of them kind of behind the scenes, underhanded. They don't know. They're not really telling you what's that you're even being tested, right? And in this video, I want to go over some of the tests they might have you do that you might not even notice in the first place. I'm sorry if this sounds like you're about to go to boot camp and they're about to play some some FBI, CIA, MK Ultra stuff on you, but they're not. They're not, because it's mostly going to be pretty straightforward. But there are some things that they try to keep you from knowing that you could probably, if you knew beforehand, you'd might do a little bit better. I'll tell you guys a little story about this actually, because I had some prior information about something that happened and tried to help some guy out. He did not want to listen. And just to say that these drill instructors aren't like mind readers or anything, but to start it off, this is kind of a I think it's a misconception. I've heard people say because of the first few days receiving week in boot camp, how you don't sleep. It's really hard to kind of get your wits about you, because you're kind of just going from room to room and you're kind of filling out a bunch of paperwork. So they say that they do that to kind of scare you more and kind of I guess give you more of the sense that you know the job really scary, and you know kind of shake you up more, you know, to break you down and build you back up. You know, got to start from that. Possibly, maybe, I think I don't know how true that is. I'll say this, like I feel like those motherfuckers were just as scary on day one as they were on day 81 or whatever it is. I don't know how much that really plays a role. I feel like you got decent amount of sleep. I remember it being definitely a little bit less than normal for sure. But I don't think that was done on purpose for them to like kind of mess with you. I think it's just the government or the military just wasting your time is just what you gotta get used to. It's honestly the entire military experience. But to get on the actual list of things that they're gonna kind of test you on or mess with you about, to tell you a little story. When we first got to boot camp after receiving week into like our second week, when we started getting tested for physical fitness, so doing pull-ups, running, sit-ups and everything, as we're doing those tests and everything, the drill instructors decided to go up into our squad bays and then go into each of our foot lockers. Our foot lockers are these, I don't know, these wooden boxes that we just lock up by the end of our beds, and we keep all of our valuable stuff in there. The drill instructors went through the squad bays and went by all of the foot lockers and checked if which ones were unlocked, and then the ones that were unlocked, those recruits got in trouble, and then those platoons got in trouble for them as well. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I remember locking my shit. I remember getting yelled at. I'm like, you know what? Hey, I could be wrong. I always thought like, hey man, I guess I have to be misremembering it. Like I really remember locking it, but after years later, I was thinking back on it. This is how much it meant to me that I was thinking back on it years later. What they force you to do, what they tell you to do for safety reasons, I don't know what safety this or whatever. They could just get bolt cutters, but they have you write your lock combination inside of your hygiene bag. Your hygiene bag isn't in your foot locker, it's actually just under your bed. So if they wanted to, they could just go to your squad bay, look under your bed, open up your little hygiene bag, check the number that they told you to write in there, and then go open up your locker. And if the number is not in there, then they can just go yell at you for not having the number on there. So I am completely under the belief, I believe that those guys were setting that up, setting all of us up, and just picking people out. Because like, yeah, we could have just forgotten to lock it, possibly, sure. They do tell us to double check it and triple check it, and I'm a very paranoid person in the first place. Like, I think I locked it. So if you guys go to boot camp and you feel like how I'm feeling right now, just let me know and kind of vindicate me, you know, tell me I'm right, tell me they're doing that. Now to keep it moving, one that's a little bit more infamous, one that is a little bit more infamous, I think most people would call it the gut check, which happens at probably late phase 1, so about a month and a half or so, I would guess. I'm not gonna look up the schedule of Marine Corps boot camp. I'm gonna assume about a month and a half in, they do the gut check. And what this is they'll gather the entire company into the learning center where you do all your classes. And what they'll say is, depending on when you go in, so for us, I was in 2014 when I was going through boot camp. So they said that North Korea has geared up for some military offense. They're gonna attack, or they have attacked. They might use nukes. So now America has to retaliate, and everybody in that room is now infantry. Everybody's been switched to infantry. Doesn't matter what job you had, you're now infantry. So you're all gonna be sent to the front lines of North Korea. That's not true. My recruiter told me beforehand. So like I already knew. I tried to tell a couple people when I was there, like, hey man, I think they're gonna do this. You really shouldn't stand up because they're just gonna mess with you right afterwards, right? Granted, like I personally didn't care. I was already infantry, so like if it was true, that's what I signed up for anyways. But this dude next to me, I tried to tell him, man. I was like, hey man, they're lying. This isn't true. This isn't true. And he was looking at me. He's like, nah, man, I have a family. I can't do this. I can't do this. You can do this. Because the thing is that they tell you at the end, like, oh, if you don't want to do this, you can, walk outside and then we'll just, let you go home or something like that. I forgot exactly what it is. Or maybe like they make you go be admin or something. But dude next to me is freaking out. He was like, no, I can't do this. And like he stands up and he starts walking out. I'm just like, oh. And then the whole thing is up. And then they're like, all right, yeah, you guys are cool, blah, blah, blah. And then the guys outside get like hazed and whatever they want to do to them. It's pretty funny. I think for the most part, it's kind of very well known. I think. I mean, if my recruiter told me, I assume most people would know. It's pretty. I don't know why that guy's recruiter didn't tell him. I guess probably just wanted to mess with him. But he also whatever. Anyways, back onto the list. We're gonna move on. This is another one of those ones that are kind of headcanon-y, but it's what I believed, right? So you have a series of inspections that you do. You start off with the senior drill instructor inspection, then you go to like the company commander inspection, right? And then the battalion commander inspection, and then progressively you're supposed to get better. Your uniform gets better, you are better at drill or whatever you're doing, and then blah blah blah, right? So for the senior drill instructor inspection, that shit's not real. That is not a real inspection, because compare that one to the other 3 inspections that you do. That one is just a big haze fest. I ended up in the front quarterdeck getting bleach thrown on me while I did burpees. Granted, when the drill instructor came up to me to tell me to inspect my weapon, I brought my weapon up and I accidentally smacked him in the face. So a little bit deserved, but there was also other people with me getting bleach thrown on them. So bro, we were all in uniform. We just finished not sleeping throughout the entire night, the 2-3 nights. We're doing all this stuff to get uniform inspection ready, blah blah blah, blase blah, and I end up just getting bleach thrown all over my uniform. It honestly, it can't be real. It can't actually be a part of the program. I think that the drill instructor just get together, because there was nobody higher than my senior drill instructor there. So I think that they just get together and say, obviously they have to run it up. They can't just do this, right? But they just sound like, hey, we're going to do this, blah, blah, blah. We're going to inspect them. And then they just haze us. It's just what it is. Because every inspection after that, it's very like calm and like chill. Like, hey, like, get your weapon up, blah blah blah. Like they ask you questions like, oh, like what's your 5-whip, whatever the hell they ask you, man. Like one was chesty pulley born or something. And moving on, this next one isn't really of like anything that they're doing to you. I guess they're still doing it to you because they're kind of messing with you, but this is something I would avoid. This is something that I recommend to avoid. Even if you want to be a squad leader or like the platoon guide, totally fine, cool. But I would definitely suggest not being the first round of squad leaders and guide that go up. For us, and I have to assume that this is how other platoons would have done it, the very first like set of squad leaders and guides, they pretty much were just asked, and they were like immediately fired. I think like the next 2 to 3 sets were just immediately fired right after them. Like you're not really that comfortable in boot camp yet, so you really don't know what you're doing. And if you do want to be squad leader or guide, respectable, totally cool, because you get the promotion and all that, possibly the meritorious promotion if you're really good. But don't do it for the first round, bro. Wait like a month in, because motherfuckers gonna get fired and you'll take their spot. And kind of piggybacking off of that, honestly, if it's up to me, don't volunteer for anything. Just try to be really middle of the pack the entire time, bro. You don't want to be an outlier. over there. That's my motto. If you're going to boot camp, just kind of be in the middle. You're gonna get picked on for something eventually. Trust me. That's how it is. But the less you get picked on, the easier time is gonna be. And lastly, this one's a little bit out there, I'm not gonna lie, but I personally think that they actually pick which platoons are gonna be the worst for the entire cycle. I think that they chose our platoon to be the shittiest platoon in our company for the entire cycle, and they just kept telling us that. Oh man. All right guys, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. Definitely watch out for a couple of those things, because I mean, if you can avoid a headache, might as well avoid it, right? Of course, if you stumble and fuck up on all of them, then you'll still get through boot camp. It's all good, man. All right guys, I will catch you in the next one. Love you. Peace.